YouTube, what's happening? It's your boy Nicolo and you are watching my barber dreams. Welcome to another video. This is a haircut tutorial. You've probably seen these type of fades before. It's almost like a burst fade. They keep a V in the back. It's a really Dominican type of haircut. I love this cut. We're gonna try it on our apprentice here. This is Jared Hartman. He's an apprentice at our shop. Wanted to try it out, so I said let's go. So now I'm just taking down the bulk there with the number 3 blade. You can use a 3 guard too, but I think the blade on the detachable clippers takes that down so much smoother. And then I'm just gonna clean up really quick here. Little clipper over comb on the ridge. So my clipper comb is at a 45-degree angle towards me. Really being careful what I take off. I'm just taking off whatever is in the spine of the comb. And you swipe across it, take down bulk, and you swipe up to blend further. Those are the rules for clipper over comb. So once I'm done with that, I'm gonna go ahead and put the V in the back. You want to do it below the occipital bone. So go ahead and feel out the back of your client's head where the occipital bone is. It's that little bump that kind of protrudes at the bottom of the head, and then just create that V right below that. And then you just want to follow that V, the end of that line, all the way to basically where those corners are of the head, and that'll be your bald line. So this is your first initial guideline. So it doesn't have to be perfect. You can kind of sketch out that V. And yeah, you could add a design line like I do here. It is optional. This is what my client wanted. You could do a couple lines in the back. You could save it to the end. I just wanted to put them in there now just to kind of give myself a better map of where I'm going. Now we're just going to bald out the rest right up to that initial guideline right there. So we'll do the same on both sides. By the way, you want some dope free instrumentals, check out B Young. I use his beats in all of my videos. Definitely check him out, B Young. So I'm going to use the foil shaver here, get it extra close. Make sure you're stretching the skin when you do this, especially when your client has coarse hair. It's going to make it that much easier to take that darkness out of there. So now we're going to go with no guard, blade all the way open here, and go up about a ½ inch. So I'm going to start with it open, and I'm going to slowly and gradually close it and take out that first initial guideline. So I'm closing the blade going down the guideline, I'm opening it coming up. And you'll notice I stop right there, pretty much where that V trails off, right at the corner of, the end of his head. Use the head as a reference point, use his ears, and make sure it's even on both sides. Check your mirrors as you're doing that V in the back. Make sure it stops at the same point it does on the other side. So now I have the 1 guard open all the way here. Same steps. I'm going to slowly close that, just kind of clearing that guideline a little bit more. Usually I'll make my guidelines about a ½ inch. But if you really want to stretch out blurry fade, you could stretch it a whole inch or something. So now I got the ½ guard on. Again, start all the way open, gradually closing it. Really using those corners. Using the corners, and I'm stretching the skin too. That'll help you get those dark spots out of there a lot faster. Now I switch to no guard, blade all the way open. Just blending that a little further there. Now I'll jump to the 2 guard. Blades all the way open, and you'll notice I'm kind of coming off the head. I'm not trying to dig into the ridge too much to mess up that shape. That's very important there on the ridge. So once I'm done with the 2 guard open, I close it. Then I jump to the 1½ guard. Same thing, all the way open. And yes, I'm using those corners. There's so many systems out there. You just got to find out what works for you. That's why I like trying every fade system there is out there. I'll fade up, I'll fade down, I'll do a little bit of guard skipping. So I just try to bring, all these elements to my channel to show you guys. So let me know what you think in the comments of what system you like the best. Then I'm jump back to my 1 open here. Again, I'm just using those corners, and that area where I'm working now is definitely going to be something you have to pay attention to, because that's kind of the finish it's got to blend nice into that back, just like any other burst fade or mohawk fade. It's kind of the same thing. It's just up a little higher, that's all. So now I'm just blending the ridge a little further, and again, just be very careful not to mess up the shape. You know, you're angling that comb towards you at a 45-degree angle. And like I said earlier, I'm just blending up by swiping up. And I always follow up clip over comb with shear over comb. I just think it's a softer look, blends so much better. And it's the same thing. Using a flat top comb will be good, or a regular comb would be good, an all-purpose comb. But you're using that 45-degree angle. Now I'm just detailing a little bit with the 1.5 guard. You can never detail too much, you know, so I'll go back through my system, and that's half the haircut is detailing. So now I'm going to do the same steps on the other side. So on this side, I think I do a slightly different system, pretty much the same, except I think I blend down more in this side. So I'm going to shut up and let you guys watch. So now I'm just going to make sure the back is really blending and flowing into the sides there. So I'm just kind of taking this down even more with the 3 guard open. I'm being very careful, you know, again, not to mess up the shape on top or anything. But yeah, just really making sure that's all even back there and it flows nicely with the blend. And yeah, a lot of times I love switching different clippers and detailing with them. You're kind of getting a different perspective, maybe a different feel for the fade when you switch clippers like that. So now I'm gonna edge him up here, line up his beard, fade it up. And how you fade the beard is the same way that you would have faded the sides. It's just kind of in reverse. So now he doesn't want too much off the top, so I'm just kind of giving it a nice trim here. And I started with the cowlick in the back to make sure that lays right. That's a good way to ensure that you don't cut the cowlick off and, you know, have it stick up all crazy. So now I'm just using blending shears and just kind of cutting the ends there, really softening up the ridge. So blending shears are great for that. Just be careful not to do too much because you will take length. Now I'm just going to wet his hair and I'm going to do a slithering technique. And again, this is not for beginners. So, you know, take your time if you're starting out. I'm literally just slowly notching the shear blade here. I'm not closing it all the way. So I'm slightly closing it, just kind of running it through the client's hair. And what you're doing is you're creating textures. You're creating texture in the hair. You're going to create some movement. It's going to be a nice look. And he already has kind of wavier and curlier hair, so I don't need to do too much. But make sure that their hair is wet. They'll be so much more comfortable for your client. You know, if you do it dry, it's just, you might pull a little bit, that's all. And I'll kind of do it in a V shape. So I started here on that side, you know, kind of coming at an angle. And then I'll do the opposite side, you know, coming at that same angle, almost like a V. Now I'll add a little bit of color enhancement. And guys, it is not necessary to do this, but I love it, my clients love it, and if I think that it'll look good on them, I'll recommend it. And I'm using the Tomb 45, the black and brown color here. You just shake it and go. It's super easy, but be very light when you spray it, you know, with hair color like his, because you don't want to make it look too dark or fake. I don't think I'll show it here, but I like to put the shave gel on, line them up with the razor. I'll wipe the shave gel off, and then I'll line them up again with the razor, and I'll make it extra crisp. I'm going to add in some Campagna molding clay. This is from my product line, The Outfit. If you want to know more about that, visit theoutfitformen.com. It's based around the Chicago mob and Al Capone, the Prohibition era. But the Campagna clay is a nice firm hold dry clay. It's going to give a nice finish there, add some great texture. But if you want to know more about that, definitely check out the site. So now I'm going to check my mirrors in different angles and different lighting. So I'm always going to go back in detail. That is half the haircut. Your clients will appreciate it, and the cut will be so much better. So that's the before, and these are the results. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate you tuning in. I'm going to have more videos dropping like this, more tutorials. So comment down below. Let me know what you think about the cut. If you learned something, definitely smash the like button. And of course, if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel, hit the bell so you don't miss a video. Also, follow me on Instagram at Barber Dreams by Riggs for more cuts and content. And until the next time, I'll see you then.